Hey, it's Kim, and I'm back with the May 2023 Plan With Me. And as I usually do, I'll be using the Sterling Ink subscription kit to set up all of my pages for the month of May. I've already gone ahead, pulled out some Tombow markers and other markers that I think will go really well with the colors that are in this kit. So I have everything pulled out ready for me. And this is the little swatch page that I put together inside of my planner so that I could kind of see how all the colors play with each other and which washi tapes I might want to use, just to give me some overall ideas on what it's going to look like. I'm excited to get started, so let's jump right into it. As usual, I do have my little sticky note here with dates of appointments throughout the month or reminders that I want to make sure I do include on my monthly layout. So I'll put that over to the side and then start with the deco. Since May starts on a Monday, I don't really have much space over in the top left to really add a bunch of washi or stickers or anything. And usually that means I'll pull the May header down to the bottom right, but I actually just want to keep it up at the top left. So what I'm going to do is cover up some of these dates and day headers, and it's going to be all right. I don't have any appointments or anything special going on the first couple of days of the month, so I'm not really concerned about taking up too much space in those calendar boxes. I don't usually do voiceovers for my videos, but it seems, since now we're into the spring weather, it seems every time I sit down to film something, there's a landscaper nearby or there's like a neighbor outside with a leaf blower. So it's just not the best time of day to really record. So I had to do a voiceover because I really wanted to record the May setup because of course May is right around the corner and I didn't want to delay it. So I figured voiceover it is. And in addition to all of the landscaping that's going on, my next door neighbor is actually doing some construction. So there's like jackhammering. It's really like the worst day to film, but we are just going to power through, and here we are. So as usual, in the bottom corner, I like to put the wider washi tape that comes in the kit, and that's what I'm doing down below. So you can see, I'll move the book up in a minute, but you can see that I'm lining up where the washi is gonna go, and I'll split it between the two pages. So since the one strip is longer than the width of one of the pages, I have to cut it in half so that it looks like it's just going across the two pages, if that even makes any sense. I think it makes sense, but whatever. You'll understand what I mean when you see me put the stickers out. Since the washi tape on the bottom doesn't really have any of that really pretty orange color in it, I'm going to go in and put down this thinner washi that is close to that orangey kind of color. That is one of the colors that really stood out to me in this month's kit, so I really want to make it kind of like at the forefront of my monthly layout. So I figured putting this little thin washi down at the bottom as kind of like a backdrop before I put the thicker washi strip down would be a really nice decorative element. And if you're not new around here, the past few months I've been talking about how I've been saving the clear sticker backing papers from the kits so that I can use them for like repositionable sticker pages if I need them. So the good thing is that actually Traveler's Company came out with the sticker release book. So I'm really excited about that. Along with the sticker release book, of course, they came out with the Olive Traveler's Notebook that everyone has been excited about. And I got my very own Olive Traveler's Notebook too. I also really wanted to use this cute bicycle sticker that came in the kit. So these are one of the larger vinyl stickers that comes in each of the subscription kits, and I don't always use them every month, definitely not in my daily planner. I may stick them someplace else, but I don't always use them. But because May has this like kind of extra week down at the bottom right that is not used, I would like to use this bicycle sticker there. I think it ties in the really pretty bluish greenish kind of color that's also in the kit. So I think that would be a really nice decorative element to add to the page. After adding the thicker washi strip down there, I do feel like there's kind of like a spot over on the far right where I could fill in a bit more color, and especially to bring in that nice orange color. So I'm going to take one of the other stickers from the kit that has that pretty orange flower and add it right over to the bottom right. As I am currently on the quest to use up a lot of my sticker stash, I'm going to be using these smaller dots from Sweet Caress. I've had these for years, I think maybe like 3 years. So I'm not even sure if Sweet Caress still sells these dots. I'm not sure what the color is, but it is sort of like a bluish greenish kind of color that goes along well with the color of the bike and the color of the florals here. So I'm going to use those to mark some of my appointments that I have and meetings that I want to note on my monthly layout. May is not a super busy month for me, but it's actually kind of busy on the weekends a little bit. So that first weekend I actually have a half marathon race that I'll be in, and it requires some travel, so I'm going to be away for a few days bordering that weekend, and then the next weekend is Mother's Day weekend. So it's of course something that's important because we like to celebrate mothers around here. So even though I don't necessarily need a lot of space on the weekends or on like Saturdays and Sundays, it still kind of might be a little bit sticker heavy over on the right hand side, but I'll kind of see how it goes as I place down all of the other stickers and see what it looks like and how to make it work. Now, even though I said I really wanted to pull in some of that orangey kind of color, I am debating if it'll be too much orange if I try to use an orange colored marker for the monthly layout. I do think it'll be too much. So I think I'm going to go with the greenish bluish kind of marker that I have here. And these are by Rytech, and the brand is available on Amazon. I can give you the link if anybody's interested, but these are their brush markers. I'm not even sure of the color of the set, but you can find them on Amazon. Again, the brand is Rytech, and I think this color is perfect. It's kind of like a less saturated teal type of color, and it goes really well with the kit, and I think I prefer that a lot more than I would an orange marker. As is usual, I never kind of think through the stickers that I'm going to use beforehand, so I'm just trying to go through all of the sheets to see which stickers would look best. I'm trying to see if some are too big, some are too small, which colors I want to spread amongst the entire layout to see which ones I would like the best. So I have all of my appointments marked out. There are also some holidays this month. Like I said, there's Mother's Day, but there's also Memorial Day. So I do have those little tiny holiday stickers from the planner spot, but I'm also going to put some larger floral stickers on those days as well, because I want to note like the days off that I have from work, days off from school, and make sure that those dates really stand out on the calendar for me. Okay, the monthly layout is more or less complete. I just need to go back in and write in all the dates and all the appointments, and I usually do that at the end. So I'll show you at the end once I fill in all of that information to see what the calendar looks like a little more filled in. Now we're going to move over to my collection pages. So these are my May collection pages, and they always consist of the same things. So they consist of the monthly tracker for May. They consist of my one line a day. There's also a goals page where I want to kind of note some tasks related to my goals. And then there's a page that I reserve for reflections at the end of the month. And it also acts as my inbox throughout the month. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and set up right now. I usually like to go in with a really thick washi down at the bottom of that first page. So that's what I'm trying to decide. I didn't know if I wanted to use the thicker washi strip in the sticker kit or one of the washies from my stash. I think I'm gonna go with that one that has some of the green, teal, and white. I think that goes really well. And usually I'll do the thicker washi strip down at the bottom along with one of the really pretty scene stickers that come in the Sterling Ink subscription kit. And this month is going to be no different. There are so many really pretty scene stickers to choose from in this month's kit. I'm trying to pick one that is not going to be too big so that I can still have space for days from 1 to 31 when I'm filling in my one line a day. And I also want to pick a sticker that has a lot of the colors of the kit already incorporated in it. So I think this one is a really good one. And I'm using the vertical number stickers that I got from Randy.Plans. These are actually made for the Hobonichi Cousin, so they fit the 3.7 millimeter grid boxes perfectly. So I'm going to use the vertical stickers over here on the left hand side from 1 to 31 for my one line a day. And then I do have the horizontal stickers from 1 to 31 that I'll use over on the left hand side when I set up my habit tracker. This is my second month using the stickers, and they're really easy to put down actually. I was a bit concerned about whether or not I'd be able to keep them straight. I'm not the type of person to really pull out tweezers when I'm putting down stickers, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, but it's really straightforward and pretty simple, and I guess that's why they're split into two. So it's 1 to 15 and then like 16 to 31, because I imagine trying to do it all in one strip might be a little more difficult, a little harder. Also, you just have to have more space to store, stickers that are that long. But they're really easy to lay down and very straightforward, and I do like the font. Once all the stickers are laid down, I'm going in with my pen, the one that I'm going to be using for my daily planner for the month of May, and I'll write in the days of the week up top along with the header titles or the habit titles over on the left hand side. And the pen that I'm using for this month is the Pilot Custom 74, and this is in Blue Stone. Yes, that is the color. And the ink that I'm using for the month of May is Diamine Best Wishes. And that was one of the ones from the 2022 Advent Calendar that Diamine released at the end of last year. My video for the May currently inked pens and inks will be coming out next week, I believe. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. My good friend Joyce over at With Curated Joy, check her out on Instagram if you don't already follow her, actually got me this really cool ruler from Daiso when she visited. So it's one of those ones that it goes in centimeters, so it's like 1 to 30, but you can expand it to make it longer whenever you need to, and I find that this really comes in handy, and I keep it right in my little pencil pouch, so it's really easy to keep on the go. I know they sell one of these on jet pens by, what is the brand? Oh, the brand is Midori. So there is a Midori version of this ruler available on jet pens and other online sources, but it's a lot more expensive than this one from Daiso. And I'm pretty sure it's probably equally as great. My habits for the month are pretty much the same as they've always been. I've added in a few more health-related habits that I want to track on a daily basis because it's information that I do want to transfer over to my health and fitness journal, maybe like at the end of the month or every couple of weeks or whatever. So having it here on my daily planner is really beneficial because it's someplace that I'm definitely going to be every single day. So I'll be able to track that information on a daily basis more regularly than I might if I just did it straight into one of those other planners or journals. And now that I'm nearing the end of my half marathon training, my health and fitness goals are shifting just a little bit. So I'm going to be focusing on a few other things that I feel like require me to kind of make them habits or make them things that I want to make sure I'm focusing on a day-to-day basis that I haven't been focusing on before. So including them on my actual habit tracker is a great way for me to be able to do that. So the vellum calendar that comes in the Sterling Ink subscription kit is sized for B6. I usually leave it you know, the same length that it comes, but I will trim down the sides so that it fits into the standard size notebook a little bit better. So now I'm going to go in with some transparent tape and tip it right in between these two pages. Next up, I'm moving right into my goal page and my reflection page. So last month I set up the reflection page and I called it a retrospective. I think I'm going to do the same thing. I also was able to label the top of the page a little bit better. I think I'm going to do that exact same thing for the month of May. And now I'm just deciding which deco I'm going to put up at the top of the page. I don't think I want to go with a wider washi strip for this month. I'm really liking these florals. They're kind of like floral bunches. And I think I want to do one at the top of each page and make it look like they're kind of spilling onto the page. So that's what I'm going to go with. And even though my retrospective, the part on the right hand side, is filled in at the end of the month, I'm going to set up the basic framework for the questions that I like to ask myself or like to review at the end of the month. I'll have that framework set up ahead of time so it's ready for me. And if you noticed over when I flipped back to the April goal and retrospective pages, I didn't even fill anything in for my April goal tasks. I just didn't, and I guess that's pretty indicative of where I am in my life at the moment. I'm absolutely okay with that. Will I go in before the end of the month to fill in some of those tasks? I don't know. I can't even say that I will. We'll see what happens. But I do feel pretty good about my goal progress. I don't really feel behind necessarily. So if I consider April a bit of a break from really focusing so stringently on those goals, I'm okay with that. And again, I'm kind of struggling with which markers I want to use for this page. I feel like the green is bold, the orange is really bold, but I do want to bring the orange into the page since they're not represented in the florals up at the top at all. So I'm gonna do something, maybe I'll use it as like a border. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll do the faux banners that I did for last month using the blue-green marker, and then do a border with that orange marker right underneath it. And I think it looks really good. I think it looks cute. And bringing in more of that orange color, I'm going to highlight the areas where I write my review questions using that orange brush marker as well. I originally thought it might feel like too much, but it's actually not too bad. I think it's a really pretty color orange. Alright, so I have all of my appointments and meetings and special notes for the month of May already filled in, and I really love how the calendar is shaping up. If you are not familiar, usually during the month I'll write in some blurbs here and there about things that I might want to remember of things that did happen during the month, so that I can use this layout as like an overview if I need to flip back on it in the future to see what happened or what day I did a specific task or something like that. I like to use this kind of as an overview of what happened in our lives throughout the month. And then I'll transfer my page flags over. These are things that I want to remember to schedule on days that I think they might work. So these are items that I might schedule closer to the actual date, so I don't want to write them in just yet. So I use the page flags as reminders of where I would like them to land, but of course that's all flexible and they might change to different days throughout the month. And one last thing that I always forget, I have to put the little tab up at the top for May. So the Sterling Ink sticker kit also comes with these tabs that I think are really cute, really cool. And I use those up across the top of my planner so that I can easily flip to whatever month I need to get to back in the daily pages section. So I usually put one at the front of my collection pages so that it's easy to flip right to that section and I know where each specific month starts. So I'm going to just score the sticker first so that once I have it placed down, it's easy to fold over. And I'm deciding which side of the sticker I want to use. Of course, I am like so in love with the orange flowers, so I'm going to use the side that has the orange flower. So I think that placement of the tabs looks really good. And now I can say that May is all set up and ready to go. So I have the monthly layout right here, and it looks, like I said, a little bit blank, you know, just waiting for me to fill in a bunch of other stuff. And then flipping right to my habit tracker over on the left and my 1 line a day on the right, ready for me to fill in all of those bits of information as the month goes on. I will really try to put in my goal information before the month begins, but like I said, who knows? It may happen, it may not happen. I'm not going to set up my weeklies for May just yet. I am going to do them all ahead of time because I've been finding that I'm a little bit busy during the season of life and my weekly layout is not changing. So I feel confident that I can go ahead and set those up beforehand. So I want to do all of them kind of in bulk in one sitting maybe. And I think I am going to film a video doing that. I don't know, we'll see. But whatever I decide, whether I decide to do a video, whether I just show it on Instagram or something, you guys will be the first to know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I set up all of my pages for the month of March. I truly appreciate you watching the videos. For everyone who comments, likes, and subscribes, I definitely appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you for the millionth time again, and I'll see you in the next video.